right. Hi. What?
I just started.
You did not?
I did.
Oh, that's so funny. Like scratching my armpit.
Oh, yeah.
Like you do.
Right.
Hi. Hi.
What's funny is that she's on a higher chair and she's sitting on a pillow.
But he's really tall.
We're still at the same height.
Yeah. I'm actually very short.
6 viewers already.
Hi,
Hello.
everyone. Yeah, so this is weird. The other day, my comments didn't come up, so I got to send a little emoji so that they come up.
So let's go with the heart. Oh, no, the highway.
Where? Oh.
Yeah, perfect. Hi, everybody.
There. Whoops. Hello. How is everybody doing? There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Hi, Joe. Hi, Clarence and Kim, Valerie. And Pete? How is everybody doing?
I'm actually dressed
Howdy.
not dressed in PJs today for a change.
I actually just got out of my PJs.
That's good.
For the live.
Just for you guys.
No, so we have our 4-year-old grandson for 3 days, and I am not used to having him. I'm not used to babies, so it was a very, very long day.
Making a guest appearance at some point.
Yeah, he will. He'll probably have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So, hi. How is everybody doing? Let me know. Drop me. Oh my goodness. Hello. Just wondering if I asked same shit.
Yeah.
Right?
I always think of you, Rick. I was just telling her, I'm like, well, I have a question I know the answer to, but they might not. So I'm going to ask that question.
So, you weren't here last week.
I wasn't. And he did
son.
way better than I do normally.
He
So
did.
it's good.
Parker did an amazing job last week. He was spot on. So you may get fired. We'll see.
Everybody would like that.
We'll see. Better with wine. Exactly, Joe. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, so we'll see how you do. And if it's not, up to
A little more civilized, we'll have tea.
he's just showing off.
Yeah.
He really drinks.
I know.
If you are, aren't doing well, I'm gonna have to replace you with Parker.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's okay. Nothing I don't like you guys.
Guys, how you doing? Hey, I wanted to mention that I have a newsletter. I do a monthly newsletter. Well, I haven't done a monthly newsletter, but I'm going to get back on doing my monthly newsletter.
Monthly-ish.
Monthly-ish. But drop me a wave or a thumbs up or something if you want to get on my mailing list, email list. So I try to send stuff that I don't always share on Facebook, or things that might be going on locally that I may not post on Facebook because my audience is wider than locally. What?
I'm just saying, sign up and you too can be ignored on a semi.
I will totally ignore you.
That's good.
And I might send you an email like once a year. No, I'm actually going to.
You don't get flooded that way.
Yeah, right. I'm very respectful. No, I'm actually hiring someone to help me with my newsletter. So it'll be a little more, it might be twice a year. Right? Anyway, he likes to make fun of me. Do you got a question for me, Mark Milley?
I do.
Yeah. I heard it's a lame one.
It's not lame. I just said it was a softball.
I'm getting kind of tired of these softball questions.
Well, one of these is last year. So last week you had Mike Reynolds in the house.
Yeah.
And that was fantastic.
Like who? Did you say Reynolds?
Randall.
Oh, I thought you said Reynolds. I'm like, no.
Yes. You had Bruce Reynolds to the house too.
I had Bruce and Mike. There was a line.
Yeah. So that was really good. It was really good for the business.
It was amazing for my business.
Yeah, immediately people were calling.
Yeah,
and
it was insane. It was insane. It was awesome. Yes. Thank you. Cheers. I actually, based on that video, I had enough people. Well, yeah, I closed my commission.
Exactly.
That's your question?
So she throws around this
Lame.
term. No, she throws around this term. That's to me kind of weird, right? So she keeps on saying, I closed my books, which sounds awful. Like it sounds so permanent.
Sounds like I went out of business. I
closed my books. And so when you're saying that to people, you might want to help them understand, what does that mean? Does that mean I can't get a commission from you anymore?
That is
what does that
not what that means.
mean? Well, I know. So
here's
throw
what
it out.
happened. Let me just tell you guys like how crazy it was. I am so appreciative to Mike Randall. So he reached out to me a couple weeks ago, and he said, "Hey, let me do this little feature on you." I was like, "Yeah, sure. That sounds so much fun." It aired, and literally before it was done even airing, my phone rings.
That was crazy.
So this wonderful woman actually hired me for 3 commissions right there. So what it means basically is, and just the whole night it kept going. It really was terrific. I can continue to receive commissions if I wanted to right now. I could still book my calendar. I'm just uncomfortable with the fact that we're talking about 6-7 months ahead and I'm taking deposits. That does not sit well with me. Yes, I would love to take your money and keep going, but what if something happens or whatever? So I don't like to sit on people's money like that for that long. 6 months I'm fine with. So when it got to that point, I'm now into, I have, I think, one more person who's supposed to send me a deposit for May. So if they could do that, otherwise I will reopen my calendar and book my May. But I'm into June now. So I just stopped. I just said, you know what? I'm going to turn the calendar off. That's basically what I mean. I'm not going to take any more deposits for June and forward. However, I do have a waiting list that I am putting people on.
So let me ask you this. So once you go, like, when will you reopen those? You wait all the way until June, or like once you get in December, like, I'm going to open up until
January.
June, July.
I'm gonna reopen my calendar January 2020, and the people on my wait list, it goes in order. I'm keeping track of who has contacted me when. So you all have your spot. And I will open my calendar and in January 2020 after the holidays, and then I will contact those that are on my wait list to see if they want the opportunity to have June or July, August forward and onward. Because then I'll feel a little bit better about taking their money.
So how do you know for sure it's going to take you as long as it does to like it is scary. Like I can imagine like saying, oh yeah, I'm going to take these X projects, not knowing if I'm going to run into problems.
Sure.
So how do you estimate how long it will take you, and how well have you been able to keep up with those deadlines?
I'm a little behind right now.
Right. So it's even.
Yeah, I apologize to the people I am working with. I got a little bit behind, and I'm not even sure. It was. Okay. I've had just incredible. What?
You can get some guitar.
He needs what?
This one that his guitar.
Oh, so I got a little bit behind because I just had an incredibly busy month. It's just honestly, my business has just been amazing. So I was doing events, and I was collaborating with some people, and it just kind of got a little bit out of hand. There was, Mike Randall's commission. No kidding. I owe him a lot. There was one point where I totally lost track of what I was talking about. So it's okay. It's not the wine either.
Anyway. Yeah,
they're not. They totally zoned out. They zoned out 5 minutes after we went on.
They're just waiting for the show to o'clock.
Yeah, I know. Killing time. I get it. I would too. So what were you asking me?
No, so I was saying, like, okay, so how do you know how long it will take you? Like, do you have a method?
Yeah, well, I've been doing it for over a year now, so I can figure out. I know by size approximately how long it's going to take me. I run into problems with photos that aren't good, and that's the last couple, and it's not their fault. The last few commissions I've had, I'm working from very poor photos.
Like grainy photos? Define a poor photo.
So what happens is, to you guys, it looks awesome, right? Because you're looking at it on Facebook or on your computer. And what I need to do, though, so it's, yay big, right? And it looks awesome because it's this big. But I can't draw from that. I need to see all the details. So when I get your digital image, you send it to me in email. A lot of times what happens is your email asks you, do you want to reduce the size of this image? And you say yes, so that you can send it to me or send me a bunch. That's terrible.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Send actual size images. So that's one thing. They don't send the actual size. I don't care if you have to send me 15 emails to send me 15 photos. I'd rather you do that. The other thing is they pull images off of Facebook or Instagram.
Which are already compressed.
And they're already compressed and they're already bad. So like when they're this big, they look fantastic. But when I get them and I try to even blow them up to say like a 5x7 size to see any detail, it's fuzzy and grainy. I can't see anything. So it just takes a lot longer because I am literally trying to guess at what's there and trying to put it together. So it still looks like your pet, still has its personality, but it does slow me down quite a bit. And that's happened on the last couple.
So when you're doing the estimate, did you have to figure out like, I know the faces take you a little bit longer, so is that part of your time?
I try to keep everything the same.
By size?
It's mostly by size. Yeah. Faces do tend to take a little more time. And again, it comes into the same problem with the photo. I get a lot of photos that, so far my face, the people I've done have passed away. So unfortunately, the photos that they have to select from are what it is. And you can't change that. So it definitely does take a little more time.
So it helps with that. Other pictures of the pet?
Yeah, I mean, still though, when I'm trying to, I'll get photos where half the ear's cut off, and I'm trying to figure out like what's going on this side of the face compared to this side, and
like it's an adorable picture, but it's just hard to make the.
Yeah, to you guys, it's awesome. It's like, oh, look how cute it is. It's adorable. But when an artist, and any artist out there can attest to this, when you're trying to draw it, we're looking for accuracy and detail. So as adorable as it is, what if there's a little spot of white on that ear that I can't see?
Right.
And I don't
see your
render
pet
that.
1,000 times.
Right. And I don't know.
Right.
So that becomes a real issue. That's a huge problem for me doing commissions is photo quality. It's terrible.
So softball question, but I think very informative.
It was.
I hope you guys all have the same questions.
I hope it was informative. Does anybody have any questions for us? You can ask myself or Mark.
I may give you a cynical response, but you can ask me anything.
He will definitely give you a smart ass response.
That's right.
So go for it. Rick, it's not really a lot of pressure. I definitely, I book in about 4 to 6 weeks of time to do my commissions. And I do that because for the exact reason of stuff comes up. So like I have my grandson for 3 days. I couldn't get anything done today. I thought I might, but I got maybe just a little bit of sketching here and there done. So I'm going to have him for 2 more days. So I realize now that my production's going to be way cut down. But I worked that into the commission time that I had already given people. So it doesn't take me 4 to 6 weeks to actually do the commission. But because I'm working on many of them, or sometimes I get sick. Last year I got sick. I was sick for like a week. So because I have that buffer, though, it shouldn't affect you guys as much. So I try to keep that in mind.
This is Chloe.
So there really isn't a lot of pressure. Hey, Joe, how's it going? Any other questions, guys? I had one for Mark, and I don't remember what it was now.
It's okay.
I think I've already had too much wine, and I've only literally had like 3 sips.
Yeah, but you've had a whole day of grandbaby.
I am exhausted.
So it goes right to your head.
I am exhausted. I told Mark, I sent him a text today that I know why I didn't do art in my 20s and 30s. You cannot. When you have young children around, it's just near impossible. I even tried to like get him to draw and paint with me, and it wasn't happening. So I guess if that's all we got, guys, we are going to jump off. What did Mikey need?
He needed the guitar. He was pinned by the guitar.
Oh, hey, Mikey.
He's fine now.
Come here. I'll show you guys my grandson because I'm super proud. I don't have my granddaughter. She's at her great-grandma's because we live in Wilson and she is in Tonawanda and she has school. So she couldn't spend the evenings with me. So I do miss her tremendously. But I got Mikey. Come say hi, honey. Come here. Hi.
Mikey.
Come here. Can you say hi? Hi. That's Mikey. Yeah, he's 4. Can you say hi to everybody? You don't see anybody, but there's people watching us. Isn't that cool? Is that weird?
It is weird.
He's my peanut.
People need something better to do.
I know, right?
Well, there's some people, there were 16 and it dropped down to 8, so I figure that's because they like Parker better than me. We hope we see Parker. Oh, here we go.
Oh, Jack, that's
King of the
awesome.
devil.
You know what? I actually ended up going to a
Kid needs a
paper.
haircut.
That's
Yeah.
my son,
Better
Parker.
picture.
I ended up going to a paper planner
Yeah, really.
because my phone beeps so much now with emails and texts and just messenger and stuff that I stopped paying attention to it. So I was getting notices for appointments and stuff, and I was ignoring it. So until it was too late. So I actually went to a paper planner now, and I've got my calendar and everything there, and I put all my commissions and stuff in it. And that actually was part of the problem I had with hitting behind recently on my commissions is I was switching phones, and then I was switching my phone to a paper calendar, and I missed some stuff, and I kind of screwed up my schedule a little bit.
I want to get the bear.
The bear.
You want my bear? No, you can't have my bear. Can you say goodbye to everybody?
Goodbye.
Bye,
Say
everybody.
bye. We're gonna jump off now, guys. But if you do have any questions you think of afterward, just pop them in here. We'll be happy to answer them for you, and we will be back on the 28th, right before Halloween.
I won't be there. We're Parker again.
Oh, come on. That's okay. Parker did an excellent
He
job.
did.
So Parker will be here on the 28th. So hopefully you guys can join us. And he really loved it. So he's going to be
I'm
super.
still here.
He's right back.
So you next time,
Parker,
bud.
next time you're going to be on, okay? So think of a good question for me. You'll
What?
try. Okay. All right.
Thank
Bye,
you for your support,
everybody.
everybody.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate
Make
it.
sure to buy my.
What?
Make sure to buy her art.
Oh, there you go.
They do already. They're all very, very supportive.
And
Thank
get
you.
your reservation.
Oh, no, I
To
closed
close
that.
the book.
What?
Yeah, we just talked about it. We'll catch
All
you on
right.
the live link.
Thanks, everybody.
everybody.
Bye-bye. Have a great night.